The Art of Marriage in the Kingdom of God by L.S. Larkey and the Unified Theory of You. Grounded in the ancient kingdom of King Midas, an iconic figure who presided over his realm approximately 3,000 years ago within the present-day confines of Turkey. Academic experts have often depicted his domain as metaphorically cloaked in gold. This discourse, however, redirects our attention to the deeply spiritual and transformative dimensions of the alchemical processes embodied by sovereign rulers. The illumination of marriage engages with the profound notion of spiritual alchemy, highlighting the union of dualities into an integrated, all-encompassing entity. This theme transcends the boundaries of matrimony, reaching out to the broader architecture of creation. The physical manifestation of this alchemical process may seem effortless, but its spiritual foundations are nothing short of awe-inspiring. Modern scientific scrutiny has reduced sexual interactions to mere biochemical reactions and hormonal shifts. But this view is overly simplistic. The principle of supersymmetry permeates every dimension of existence, suggesting that our world mirrors the spiritual realms. Our physiological responses, though perceived as purely chemical, are echoes of ethereal phenomena. This ancient wisdom posits that terrestrial events are foretold by their celestial counterparts, all operating in harmonious synchronization. Our focus thus shifts to these higher realms, unraveling their esoteric alchemical operations. We seek to understand the application of fire and water, symbols of active and passive energies, in transforming our relationships into their archetypical golden state, the essence of matrimony. The metaphorical use of fire and water underscores the inherent energies within genders. Women, typically seen as carriers of passive energy, water, due to their receptive nature in procreation, are juxtaposed with men who embody active energy, fire, through their role in disseminating the seed. This is reflected in societal behaviors, where men display an inherent inclination to give, often symbolized through presenting women with tokens of affection. Women, in turn, demonstrate their openness and acceptance through receiving these tokens. Rejection of such tokens can be interpreted as a refusal of the male's seed. A woman's willingness to accept any token, even a rudimentary stone, validates her receptivity to a man's affection. This is symbolized in the widespread practice of men offering women diamond rings, crystallizing the metaphor of the stone as a token of affection. Furthermore, this reflects the inherent masculine energy that seeks to establish and preserve an environment conducive to marriage. In the global landscape, the traditionally ascribed role of men as the primary providers for families is becoming increasingly challenging due to evolving socioeconomic dynamics. This development necessitates a shift in the traditionally passive role of women, compelling them to become active participants in a capitalistic system that may conflict with their inherent dispositions. Across multiple countries, a noticeable transition in gender roles is observable, with women assuming more assertive and proactive positions within the family unit, political arena, and wider society. This metamorphosis bears significant implications for overall evolution, indicating the growth of the human species. It is crucial to scrutinize this trend in the context of historical patterns of male misunderstanding of their active provider role. For many men, the responsibility of being the provider has been erroneously equated with dominance and control over women. This misconception emphasizes the need for and the ongoing changes observed in contemporary society. Importantly, this is not simply a one-sided dynamic. As roles have shifted, women in certain instances have started to perceive men through a similar objectifying lens, seeking their utility for provision, mirroring the historical male perspective of women as objects of desire to be possessed and controlled. This analysis implies a burgeoning acknowledgement of the necessity for mutual respect and equality in the evolving dynamics of gender roles and relationships, a development that is vital for the sustainable progression of societies worldwide. Practical implications. This provides us with a preliminary framework. Matrimony holds the potential to serve as a formidable source of strength for partners prepared to undertake the necessary steps in establishing a firm spiritual foundation in the celestial domains. It is crucial, however, to steer clear of the pitfall of the greener pastures mentality, a cognitive pattern with the potential to infiltrate all aspects of relationships, leading to their gradual internal disintegration. At this crossroads, it is imperative to comprehend an absolute truth. Every circumstance that arouses anger, envy, and judgment is the omnipresence of the divine, illuminating what we need to learn. In such situations, the judgment is always on us. The successful execution and effectiveness of spiritual alchemy hinge upon recognizing and understanding this fundamental principle. Beyond mere faith, an in-depth comprehension and acceptance of this truth are necessary. Once this is achieved, all circumstances that trigger anger, envy, and judgment can be perceived as divine opportunities for learning and personal growth. Invariably, when such negative emotions surface, the fault lies within us. This does not absolve others who may have caused us harm. Rather, it emphasizes that it is not within our jurisdiction to pass judgment. The divine serves as the sole adjudicator. Our task lies in self-examination and introspection when experiencing feelings of anger and jealousy, evaluating our actions and determining our own culpability. This stage represents the initiation of spiritual alchemy and the transformation of marriage. Building the kingdom of God. Should we allow judgmental tendencies to infiltrate our marriages, the very fabric of the relationship risks being torn asunder. To counteract this, it is incumbent upon us to harness energies of compassion, fortified with an understanding of universal love, by directing our gaze towards the heavens. In doing so, each instance of awe and comprehension will be translated into an illumination of wisdom and joy, further solidifying the bedrock of our relationships. Upon mastering the act of relinquishing judgment against oneself and others, we move one step closer to the unyielding truth of the law of one, introducing the second integral component of spiritual alchemy. This step contributes to solidifying the resilience of marital bonds, as it concludes the initial purification stage of the marital journey. From this point, any external judgment becomes the sole responsibility of the accuser, thereby eliminating any negative influence it may have had previously. Such a fortified union, resistant to external critiques, discourages further attempts at disruption or manipulation by others. The tendency for outsiders to exploit perceived vulnerabilities in relationships for gain or control is only feasible when such weak points are visible. The incorporation of the second principle of spiritual alchemy becomes feasible only upon the firm establishment of the divine attribute of justice within the secure structure created by the marital bond. Such a relationship then forms the foundation of a kingdom, a term used here in its fullest sense to represent the establishment of the guiding principles and rules governing the institution of marriage. An integral regulation within this kingdom is the practice of absolute honesty. This unwavering truthfulness paves the way for the eradication of fear and fosters an environment of trust and openness. As this culture of honesty is cultivated within the marital kingdom, it extends outwardly, influencing interactions beyond the confines of the relationship further. This achievement, however, does not denote the end of the journey, but marks the beginning of a new phase. The partners, now unified, embark on the continuous process of spiritual growth together, fortifying their unity while exploring the mysteries and wonders of existence. This exploration, although undertaken in unison, requires individual effort. Each partner must actively seek to maintain this state of unity and the resultant joy, as well as continuously cultivate their spiritual growth. It involves an ongoing process of reflection, introspection, and self-improvement, nourishing the bond of unity and fortifying it against any potential adversities. Engaging in this process involves the willingness to surrender one's ego, dismantling preconceived notions and expectations to accept and cherish the profound gift of unity. This surrender does not signify the loss of individuality or personal freedom. Instead, it creates a space for personal growth within the sanctity of unity, providing an environment for each partner to flourish and express their truest selves. It enriches the union, enhancing mutual respect and admiration and promoting a deeper understanding and appreciation for each other. Conclusion. In conclusion, the alchemical marriage, a fusion of dualities into unity, serves as a profound metaphor for the spiritual journey undertaken within marital unions. By engaging with the principles of spiritual alchemy, couples can transform their relationships into powerful, unified entities capable of withstanding the challenges of existence. It requires acknowledging one's divine origin, releasing judgment, cultivating honesty, and fostering respect and admiration for each other. This transformative process unfolds a journey towards unity, illuminating the path toward the pinnacle of human existence, an unshakable, radiant love. Practical exercises for couples. To make the concepts in this paper more accessible and actionable, here are some practical exercises for couples to implement the principles of spiritual alchemy in their marriage. 1. Daily reflection. Set aside time each day for individual and joint reflection on your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Discuss what you learned about yourselves and each other. 2. Gratitude. Practice. Express gratitude to each other daily. Highlight specific actions or qualities that you appreciate in your partner to foster a positive atmosphere. 3. Honesty sessions. Create a safe space for absolute honesty. Share your fears, hopes, and any judgments without interruption or criticism. This practice builds trust and openness. 4. Compassion. Meditation. Engage in regular meditation focusing on cultivating compassion. Visualize your partner bathed in light and send them love and understanding. 5. Shared goals. Set mutual goals for your spiritual and personal growth. Support each other in achieving these goals, reinforcing your commitment to unity. 6. Conflict resolution. When conflicts arise, approach them with the intention to understand rather than to win. Practice active listening and seek solutions that honor both partners. 7. Celebrating milestones. Celebrate your achievements and milestones together, no matter how small. Recognize the progress in your spiritual journey and relationship. By incorporating these exercises into your daily life, you can strengthen your marriage, deepen your spiritual connection, and build a resilient foundation based on justice, mercy, understanding, and wisdom.